What's good, everybody? Look who came to sit next to me. Come here. Right as the live was coming on. Come on, puppy. Yeah. He's looking for love. What's good, VJ? Yeah, such a good boy. Okay. Okay. Get down. All right, baby. Go lay down. What's good, everybody? Coming through to do Mystical Mondays, okay? We're going to take a look at what's going on. I'm going to try to keep this video, under an hour because I need to go pick up my son at 2:30, okay? What's good, Shauna? So yes, happy moon day, right? So we're going to get started. We're going to take a look at what spirit wants to let us know today. Okay, I have no idea what it's going to be. Okay, I'm going to start with the moonology. Hey, Riddick, right? He's a ham. It's like he knew that I had like 5 seconds to come on because then he came to like sit right next to me like he wanted to say hi. Spirit, can you show me what is the daily message today for Mystical Mondays for my collective? What spirit messages does Spirit have for us today? What spirit messages does Spirit have for us today? Can you show me, Spirit? What's good, Tamila? What's good, Copenhagen? So I'm gonna tell you guys one thing to look out for in your own area, okay? As far as espiritismo or mediumship or working with spirit, the month of May is important, okay? It's like the beginning of what we've planted over the winter, or what we're trying to see manifest in our life, okay? So this is what I need y'all to do. Pay attention to the first sun shower. The first sun shower in May, okay? If you have to, pull off the road carefully and just get out of your vehicle and get some of that sun shower rain, okay? It's a big blessing in Espiritismo, okay? My children, they know wherever they are that they are to get that blessing, right? So I'm paying attention because I had a feeling that it might drizzle, and if it does, I'm getting up out of this chair and you'll give me 5 to 10 seconds because it's a very strong blessing for the year. So I'm telling you guys so you guys can be aware of that as well, okay? So oddly enough, the first card you got out was first quarter moon in Taurus, and that's where we are right now. Release control. Okay, so, sometimes, and I've said this before, sometimes we get in our own way. We have a manifestation, we put it out there, and then, we might be so controlling of how it's coming in that we don't leave spirit the room. So spirit's like, give me room, right? Full moon in Libra, find balance. Okay, and the full moon in Libra was last month. Okay, so maybe this is what you were concentrating on, and Spirit's telling you, continue to work on that. You also got first quarter moon in Cancer. Push through any insecurity. Anything that you're starting now, you may hit some resistance in that first quarter moon in Cancer. They're telling you, it's an illusion. Block out any insecurity, okay? You also have a full moon in Leo. Go wild, okay? And I feel like by the time the Leo season comes in, things are really going to be headed in your favor. And then you got last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. And I feel like Spirit's telling you now, make a list of what's really important, what your goals are for the remainder of this year, so that you can hone in on what you need to be doing, okay? Spirit, can you show me? Important messages for my collective. Spirit messages, please. Important messages. Yeah, tomorrow I will be doing some lives, but our afternoon live may be a little bit later. I'm getting unlocked as a Reiki master tomorrow, okay? So, yeah, that's why I might be on a little bit later, okay? So first card, rest and rejuvenation. This may be a very busy season for you, okay? But they're telling you to take time to meditate, take time, you know, to connect with nature, feeling the elements, okay? Meditation music, even if you're sleeping. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you got the world because you're about to complete something, and I feel like it's opening up a new world, almost like a portal. You got community. Okay, I feel like your community may be growing, but I also feel like this is like your soul tribe. You may be coming into contact with new people that are going to be in your path or on your path for quite some time. And then you got caring connections. So I feel like these are important connections that we're building, okay? We're gonna get a shaman's dream. Let's see what else is going on here. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Thank you. Root girl, the disowned self. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is asking you to look at some parts of yourself that maybe you abandoned, maybe because you felt they didn't serve you anymore. And it may not be that they don't serve you anymore. Maybe you need to look at them in a little deeper of a way so that you can get some clarity about why. It's something about why you shut down a portion. And for a lot of yous, I'm getting like you shut down the shadow self, right? And the shadow self, you know, maybe the part of ourselves that sometimes can come off a little aggressive or, you know, not respond always in the highest frequency. But the shadow self is also the part that deals with like, disappointments and things like that, right? So I feel like we don't want to discard the shadow, okay? Because it's important to have a part of you that comes in for defense. But we want her to be, or him to be, the most healthy version of the shadow, right? So maybe you need to heal the shadow a little, to have some conversation with your shadow, to be grateful, okay? Show gratitude to the shadow for what they endured on your behalf, okay? Because without the shadow, many of us wouldn't be where we are. You understand? So you also have mindful group think. Okay, and this may be that, you know, all the parts of yourself are starting to merge, but Spirit's also encouraging you to think outside of the box. Okay, like not go along with all of your, you know, like if everybody's going in one direction, you don't have to be a follower. Okay. Yes, we do need to nurture her like we nurture the inner child. Shauna, that's a good question. We do, because the shadow, you know, she or he, you know, serves an important role. Okay, the shadow, like when I know that I'm getting agitated, right, and something has triggered me, if I ignore the shadow, she's going to show her ass. She's going to show her ass because She's like, I told you I don't want to deal with this shit, right? You understand? So better for me to nurture her and hear what she's saying than to push her down, because then what happens is an untimely reaction may come, right? Where if I would have just had a conversation and say, hey, Shadow, what is it about this situation that is that is triggering you? Then I could address the trigger so that we could all be in unison, rather than waiting for my shadow to come ripping through like the bull in the china shop, okay? So yes, it is important, okay? Now you also got stars in the sky, limitless possibilities, okay? And, you know, sticking with this shadow, because I feel like the Spirit's talking highly about the shadow. The shadow is also the part of us that doesn't give up. I don't know about you guys, but when I am facing very strong, what's good, Jennifer? When I'm facing very strong opposition, I know that my shadow is in the front because she's my warrior, okay? So even if I might not agree with everything in the energy in which she does it, she plays zero games, right? So if I can get my shadow and my higher self somewhere in accordance, in the balance, like what I was saying, then we meet in the middle, right? And my higher self will take what the shadow is having a problem with and address it in a more beneficial manner than if I just leave my shadow to do it by themselves. Like I said, she gonna get it done, but it might be in a very toxic way. So I'm better off working with her than trying to deny her, okay? Stranger, curiosity, right? There could be a stranger around you, but again, I'm feeling, you know, with this shadow, you know, especially when you're going through a lot of ascension. You're going through a lot of ascension, right? You're clearing out a lot of those old situations and habits, right? And you may be so removed from the shadow. Maybe you've got a lot of it under control, but that when it does pop up, it's almost like a different person, right? And I can relate to that heavily because I've done so much shadow work that she doesn't appear as often, right? And there could be a disconnect, okay? And you have to, you know, bring into balance. In other words, let me give you an example. You hate your job, right? So you hate your job and, you know, there's somebody or a few people that trigger you heavily at work, right? And your shadow is telling you, you know, we need to find another place to work because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this shit because I ain't putting up with this, right? And you ignore it and you don't start looking for work. You just keep going every day to work, feeling triggered, coming home, exhausted. It's affecting the other parts of your life. Guess what your shadow's gonna do? One day she's gonna, or he's gonna have enough and they're gonna, you know, cuss that boss out or, you know, walk off the fucking job, like fuck these people. You see what I'm saying? So if you are in communication with your shadow and you tell your shadow, look, I'm on it. I'm trying to get us out of here. Can you please, you know, work with me because I don't have everything else in a row. What's good, L Cube? And I need your assistance. I know, you know, and, you know, you could be telling your shadow, like, you could tell this person off once we get ready to leave, but we need a little more time. There has to be, you have to have all the parts working together, okay? You got deep quiet, meditation, and stillness, right? And I feel like this is also important because sometimes we may not know what's triggering us, but you can, if you sit still, okay? And use the quiet and ask yourself, okay, if a particular situation triggers you, right? Ask yourself, what's the last time that you got triggered like that? Or what was it, when's the first time you remember feeling that type of triggering? Because that usually the trigger is not in the present situation, but in a past experience. And so you need to see what that resonates with. What is it bringing up for you? So that way you can heal that part, okay? Now let's get an angel answers, and then I'm going to move into the tarot because like I said, I have to keep this reading a little shorter. I have to pick up my son at 2:30. Spirit, what else does my collective need to know? Success just came out. No need to worry, okay? So don't overthink things right now because that could stand in your way, and that goes back to that release control. Big happy changes. I mean, quite positive. Anything else from this deck? Last shuffle, Spirit. Anything else from this deck? Thank you. And opportunity. So there's an opportunity that's coming, okay? This could be in connection to this, or this is an additional opportunity. Like you could be working to a particular goal and not even see that a new opportunity is coming, or the opportunity that you requested is coming with a piggyback. Like in other words, it leads to a secondary option, all right? Ask your angels for clarity, okay? Let's get into some tarot. Oh, there's two cards out here that I didn't even see fell, so I'm going to read these two. Beloved, radical acceptance, okay? And I feel like with this beloved radical acceptance, a lot of time we try to push down the shadow. We try to push down the shadow to not look at the negative parts of ourselves, but there's a need to embrace that part as well. It serves a purpose. It's there to protect you, right? Right? So you ever been under attack? Okay. Trying to give an example. I got one for you. A few years ago, I was in a parking lot. I had parked a car behind, it was a parking space, and there was a dock, okay, for the store, but it wasn't, the truck was in the dock, okay, but there's a parking space in front of it. The truck was not moving. There was nothing going on with that. There was one of the people in the truck was in the store behind me online. Okay, my partner was still in the vehicle, right? So I come out of the store, and actually as I'm coming out of the store, I hear a big crash, okay? So what it was the guy in the store, one was in front of me, one was behind me. The guy that was in front of me was the truck driver. His helper was behind me, right? So he decided, as he walked out of the car, he should have seen that the car was parked in a legal parking space, but he didn't because they were both lit, okay? They looked like they were on, meth or something. So I come out of the store when I hear the crash, and I'm like, oh my God, look at my car, da, 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 right? So he's like trying to blame me. So he's saying like, you have a cigar in your hand, you're probably high. And I'm like, bro, the car's not moving. The car's in a parking space. You back out. You just came out of the store, passed the vehicle, saw it. So now when he said that, my shadow went off. Like I tore him up, okay? And I basically was like, drugs, bro, you look like a whole meth head right now. You got like 2 teeth in your mouth. And I blacked out, okay? That was my shadow. See, because the guy, what he wanted was my partner was in the car. He wanted to engage in a situation for my partner to come out. So that way, I live in a community where that would have caused a problem based on race, right? But what he didn't expect was for me to black out so hard that when the cops came and they saw how everything was like I took over, okay? That was a good thing. My shadow knew not to let the situation or my passenger get out of the car and get involved. It would have turned into a different situation. There are times that your shadow serves a purpose, okay? It lets people know that you're not the one to play with. But we don't want it out in inappropriate situations. Do you understand? Gathering around, the power of community. You had that community card, okay? There's people coming into you that are going to assist you. They're going to recognize something within you, and they're going to be trying to help you. Okay? And I'm getting a secondary message with this, beloved, radical acceptance. Spirit is encouraging you to accept all parts of yourself, even your shadow, okay? Because like I said, it serves a purpose. All right, let's get into the tarot because like I said, I really got to keep it moving today. And for myself, there are many, I could probably sit here for an hour alone just telling you situations where I know my shadow saved me, protected me, okay? Yes, the shadow does, you know, because the shadow's the first one to be like, yo, I'm about it. I'm about it. We could get it, you know, cracking. But it's not always a good thing depending on the situation, right? So we want the higher self making the decisions, but the shadow is the part of you that reflexively knows that there's danger or there's aggression or there's something that needs to be responded to, okay? Now, sometimes the reason why the shadow is responding is because, like I said, you know, you had a past situation where it triggered, right? Let's take, for example, heavy subject, rape victim, right? Rape victim, right? So the shadow has learned in a prior situation that, you know, maybe a man came up to the car, asked a question, and their intention was terrible, and the situation turned out terrible. The next time somebody approaches your car, right? What's good, soulful sister? The next time somebody approaches your car, guess what's going to happen? It may be triggering, but you might, you know, your voice might drop an octave, and you might be like, yo, step away from the vehicle. That's your shadow. Okay? Examples. Anything else? Anything else? Thank you. Okay, at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. The King of Cups feels deeply, but doesn't always like to share their emotions. This could be you, this could be somebody else, so we'll get into that. Okay, but there is definitely a victory underneath that, and then underneath that is the Strength card, okay? So you may be trying to find strength to deal with something that maybe makes you nervous to get a victory. So like maybe it's about putting yourself out there in some way, okay? Maybe you have fear about putting yourself out there. Maybe it's something to be, you know, something you haven't done or something that you're not 100% comfortable with, and you feel like this would leave you exposed in some way. All right, you got the Hierophant out here as the first card of Taurus, all right? But this is faith and hope, okay? This is also like, you know, doing things from a moral standpoint, okay? Spirit, can you show me why this Hierophant is here for the collective, please? I feel like you know, you have something that you're going after with the Eight of Cups, okay? So it feels like a soul path, okay? For some of you could be walking away from somebody who didn't offer you a level of commitment, or you feel like it wasn't growing. But I feel like even in that case, you're walking away from something, but you're walking towards your soul path, okay? I feel like you're listening heavily to Spirit's messages with the Eight of Wands, okay? Now, you also have the Sun out here. This is illumination. This is happy, you know, happy frequency. Okay, I have been telling you to stay, very important right now to stay in the frequency of joy. Okay, even if you know, have to, you know, put your favorite music on, 15 minutes, dance in your living room, sing in your car. I don't care how you do it. Just get the frequency of happiness going. Okay, because if you're feeling like you're having a block as far as moving forward, or you're trying to move, or maybe it's been illuminated to you that it's time for you to move forward in some aspect, but you're having a blockage, it could be some type of self-deception, or this could be deception from somebody else about maybe waiting for somebody to give equally to you. And Spirit's like, don't wait for something external. Okay? We talk about it all the time over here. We're sovereign beings, okay? If somebody wants to join us on our path, great, okay? If not, you know, deuces, right? Now, you have the Three of Wands, okay? The Three of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles, right? You could have been planning something for your future and it could have been very slow moving, all right? With the Four of Cups, so slow that maybe you thought you missed an opportunity, all right? Or maybe you feel like you're spinning your wheels, okay? And the Ten of Wands, and it's becoming harder and harder to wait, all right? With the Five of Cups, it could be the frequency of like crying over spilled milk, or you still have old sadness, okay? So listen, in my groups, all right, I teach how to raise your frequency and manifest the life you want and get your, emperor, empress energy frequency back, right? And part of the exercises is, one of the things that I do is I give them an assignment that will most likely make them cry. Why? Because they have to purge it, because it can't go with you, because it's fucking blocking you. All right? And I feel like that's what it is. So if you have to, give yourself a good cry, okay? This is, the language of, it's a spell still, okay? Go to your ancestors and explain to them, like, I don't want to carry this anymore. I want you to take this sadness from me. Sadness from whatever it may be. So that way you can purge it, okay? You have the King of Pentacles here. Okay, this could be somebody outside of yourself, or you could be in your masculine energy trying to raise your frequency to bring more financial stability. Spirit, why is this King of Pentacles here? Cross, please. Okay, there could be somebody who is slowing down your abundance, or they're not living up to their part of a bargain, all right? And you may not feel like bringing people along with you right now. Maybe your shadow is saying, hey, you know what? We're trying to reach a goal first, and it's fine to reach back and try to help people, but first we have to get there. So cut the fucking dead wood, right? You might have to leave some people out in the cold, right? Eight of Swords, because, maybe these people are dumping their worries on you, or they lower your frequency and it keeps you stuck in your head, and it's time to let that go, okay? Except that there's a truth, okay, that maybe there's some energy of manipulation, or maybe this person wants to hold on to you because they can intuitively tell that the higher your frequency gets, the more they get left behind. Now, let's say this is in regards to the shadow. You could be, moving forward in an area, but if you have neglected with that root girl, disown self, the shadow, right? The shadow is still mulling over all these mental blockages, and you need to have a conversation with her. You need to heal her, okay? Right? So maybe you need to do an exercise for the shadow, right? I feel like this exercise has something to do with looking in the mirror and speaking to the shadow and tell her that she is loved. Tell her that you're grateful for all the protection that she has given you over the years. Okay? Now you have a Fool crossed here too, Spirit. Why? Right. So, okay, that's a perfect example, Copenhagen. She says, one of my dominant shadowy sides is my anger, which is actually due to grief, okay? So what I feel like is one of the things that you can do is go to a place whether this is in your home or not, right? And allow yourself to go ahead and scream and yell and let anger out, okay? And then after you do that, tell her, you know, I'm happy to allow you to air things out in a positive manner and in a constructive manner that helps the 5 parts of us to move forward, okay? And then tell her some positive things, okay? Yes, that's actually good. Visualizing your anger and having a conversation with it can help you get a better understanding. Okay, so the Fool's cross, Spirit, why? 7 of Cups. Okay, so it feels like a lot of yous may be ready for a new beginning, right? But you may not be sure about which direction that is with the 7 of Cups. Okay, go to your spirit guides and ask them to make it more clear to you what your next step should be. Okay, I feel like your what's good, Tara. I feel like your spirit guides are there waiting to try to communicate to you. This also can be your spirit guides. Like, let's say you know what it is, but you haven't really sat down and spoken the words aloud to your spirit guides. They could be waiting for more clear instructions. Okay, you got the star coming out cross, Spirit. Why is this star here cross? Can you show me? You're working hard at something, but I feel like you're not being 100% honest with something about how you desire something. And it feels like maybe you're afraid to put a name on it. Like I often, for myself, right? When I want something really bad, sometimes I don't like to talk about it. And I don't mean with others, I mean even with my guides, because I don't want to like get my hopes up fixed on something, right? But that's standing in my way. That's my human side, right? When I should be thinking like my spirit guides are in partnership with me, right? And I should fear not to expose. But sometimes we want something so deeply that it scares us to know that we love, that we want something so deeply, okay? So sometimes that fear is what's blocking us, okay? Fear of wanting something, all right? And you have here the High Priestess, okay? Intuitively you are feeling like you need to be led, or like you're trying to, you know, sharpen this intuition, this connection with a spirit. I am seeing peaches, okay? Maybe you need to make an offering of peaches, okay? I don't know what the spiritual meaning of peaches is, but I feel like I'm seeing peaches here. Okay, and then you have the Page of Wands crossed, okay? Maybe you have been trying to tame your anger, or this could be your shadow, right? Or maybe you're tired of dealing with people who are giving you, what's the word, Spirit? Like they give you the vibe of like not being firm in what they want, or their passions are all over the place. Maybe you're trying to direct something clearer, and this even could be spirit, like, hey, yes, you're intuitive and we feel that you're communicating with us, but we need you to harness it and shape it more to one thing at a time, okay, with judgment, so that we know what the final decision is and we know what to concentrate on with you, all right? Because you may feel like there's a lot of things that are weighing on you, okay? It symbolizes a long, healthy life, okay? So maybe you need to offer an offering of peaches, okay? I'm seeing it with the pit in, okay? And I feel like they're saying with this 10 of Wands that you have a lot of things happening, okay? And maybe this is what's distracting you. Like you might want to move, you might want a new job and a new relationship. Spirit's like, can you concentrate on one at a time so that we could focus clearly? Okay, and then you got the Queen of Pentacles here. I love that in the chat, you know, you guys are also giving each other advice. I love that. Queen of Pentacles, okay? Now here goes that King of Cups coming out cross, all right? So maybe you are an entrepreneur, or, you know, you may find that money finds its way to you, even if it's not, you know, in an abundance, but you always have enough to make things happen for you and your family, okay? But again, with the King of Cups, you know, the King of Cups feels deeply, but wears a mask because it's uncomfortable, right? And, you know, you could be very unsure about someone. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio in your life, okay? You could be very unsure about their intentions, okay? And maybe this is also why you had the frequency of like wanting to know an outcome or feeling some type of unsurety, right? And then you got the Five of Swords also coming out cross, okay? I feel like you might feel like people try to manipulate you, but I also feel like you have this energy of like, I don't want to quit, but you have to be careful that this King of Cups or someone around you isn't trying to discourage you to keep you for themselves, okay? Right. And sometimes spirit tells us, because Tara writes, spirit told me to wait and I want it faster. And sometimes the reason why they're telling us to wait is because if we get it right now, we might not appreciate it, or we might sabotage it because some of the other areas in our life are not aligned to accept that. So like, let's say if it's a relationship and you ask for your perfect person, but then you don't got your shadow work and all your shit together, then that person's not going to be as receptive to you because you're not matching their frequency, right? Or a business, maybe you are honing your craft, but you're not ready for all the responsibility that comes with it, and spirit's trying to ease you or prepare you, right? And there's reasons why sometimes they tell us to slow down, okay? Now you got the Queen of Cups here, okay? This could be your mother, this could be you opening yourself emotionally, okay? Anything else? All right, so you got the Queen of Cups here. Like I said, this could be your mother. You could be the mother figure in your family, all right? But the Queen of Cups, she's open, okay? She loves deeply, and she's very intuitive, and she's very nurturing. And Spirit's saying, pour into your own cup first, okay? Like in the airport when they say, put your mask on first, you know, you can't save everybody, right? And I feel like Spirit's telling you, you know, you got Temperance here blocked, right? So this is something about your frequency. Your frequency of healing, or your frequency with the divine timing, okay? And maybe you need to pour into yourself more and be in the frequency of love and that joy that I was saying. With the Seven of Pentacles, you know, you could be very much stuck in observing what has grown and what hasn't. And Spirit wants you more in the present, in the daily journey, all right? In the frequency of gratitude for what has come in, what has grown, rather than the impatientness, all right? And now you have the King of Cups here again. All right. And for those of you who's in a relationship, or, you know, asking for a relationship, I feel like there's some kind of balance that's about to start coming together. Well, maybe not. Okay. You got the King of Cups here. I feel like there's something here with the Seven of Swords talking about maybe this person doesn't fully, like, they could want to be open like you. Okay, they could want to be open like you, but there's something there, a self-deception. Maybe it's hard for this person to look at themselves. And this is why this Three of Pentacles is like, you want a collaboration, okay? Or you want some business, some growth, something. This person, they want it too, but they have some type of self-deception. So although they want the victory with you, you know, and they're looking forward, are they putting in the work, right? Because you have the Six of Wands over here as your next card. And it makes me feel like, you know, that's a problem. Like, you may feel like you have to separate yourself from people, places, and things so that you can get this frequency. What's good, Tammy? Okay, so why is this Six of Wands here? Can you show me, Spirit? The Knight of Cups, okay? So I feel like you're offering yourself something first. I feel like you don't have to shut this person completely down, but I feel like you might want to take a step back. Let them work on themselves a little bit with their own Seven of Swords. They need to see something clearly about themselves before they can give to you in an appropriate manner. All right, let's take a Kipper. And I feel like their desire may be real, but their work ethic or what they're putting into it may fall short, and it's because they're not being honest with themselves about something, okay? Something that they have to look at themselves about, okay? Spirit, can you show me what else does my collective need to know today? Thoughts? Yes, and only give from the overflow right now, correct. Other than our children, okay? And even then, you know, with some limits, right? But other than our children, we have to save ourselves first, okay? Wow. Okay, so you got thoughts, adjudication, gift, and unexpected income, okay? So let's take a look at that. Thought, Spirit. Okay, so, you know, somebody might have been taking up too much space in your head, but that shit is in the past, okay? I feel like you're releasing something. I also feel like because of this, somebody can feel that you're releasing them or that you have, you know, pulled back your frequency, okay? And they may actually pop up on you because they feel a disconnect. It's like all of a sudden the GPS went off, you see? Bounty hunter, ping, 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 what's going on with my person, right? Now, you also got adjudication here, Spirit. Why is adjudication here? Can you show me, Spirit? Some of yous may have lawsuits or something going on, or you could be just asking for fucking karma, right? Like maybe you felt like this person did you wrong in some way. Okay, I feel like they are getting some type of karma, but it may not be the karma that you think. Okay, or maybe you haven't seen it, but it's on pause. It's an interlude. It's not that it's not happening, all right? Or it's not that it may not be meant for you to see. Okay, but I feel like just you pulling back your frequency in some way is serving some type of karmic justice, okay? Tragedy, you see? Now, gift, Spirit. And I also feel like Spirit's like, you know, don't get caught up in the energy of wanting to see somebody get what they deserve, right? You see, Tara? Because it brings down your frequency when you concentrate on that, right? I feel like they're gonna, you know, karma, you know, what they say, what is the saying? Karma's, you know, it always finds its address or the person. Like, you don't have to worry about that, all right? Stay looking towards your own frequency, right? You got gift here, okay? Gossip, petty, jealousy, envy, all right? I feel like this karma is related to you receiving a gift. So I feel like something opens up for you, okay? And I feel like there's gonna be people who are gonna be envious, so they're gonna wonder how you did it, right? And I'm hearing, yes, karma knows everyone's address. What I'm hearing with this gift and this gossip, I'm hearing that, I think it's by Mary, right? It's the God in me, it's the God in me, right? So when I come home and, right? So They might be trying to figure out what's different about you that all of a sudden your frequency has changed and you're getting new gifts because they're hitting, okay? Think about the middle of June, all right? And it's because of your gratitude. It's because of your frequency. It's because of you staying in the light of love, all right? And working with your shadow. They got to go together, right? Financial support, alimony, child support, government. This could just be some type of windfall, unexpected money, okay? Something that comes in as assistance, all right? Single status, current status available. I feel like you become like a magnet, okay? Now you have unexpected income at the bottom of the deck. Let's look at that. So it looks to me like yeah. It looks to me like there are people around you who you might have had to distance yourself from. And I feel like, or they distanced themselves. Maybe they thought they was on a come up somewhere else, right? But it feels like you get some type of financial blessing. You have 2 or 3 cards here talking about that. And they have a realization that they chose wrong with the karmic third-party situation, right? Settlement, agreement, compromise. This person could come to you and try to talk to you and ask you for another chance. You know, that's on you. But if only financial reasons made them rethink their decision, you know, I would be careful about that. Okay, insatiable, unquenchable, wanting more. Maybe they just want to be able to sit at your table, right? Obsession, must have indulgence, right? But I feel like you're gonna block them, okay? Because it feels like their interest right now is based on something that you accomplished rather than, you know, where were you when things weren't so on the upswing, right? Spirit, can you show me anything else we need to know? Okay, so you got yeah, right. Worth waiting for. Okay, so something that you've been asking for was being held off for a reason. All right, Spirit, can you show me? Yeah, they needed, you know what it was? They wanted you to get away from somebody or something. It says leave space so my soul, so I can grow and nourish my soul. So some of the things, some of the blessings that are for you, they weren't meant for this other person. And Spirit was actually waiting for them to get out of your space, okay? Codependency. Spirit, why? So it might have been painful to have to separate from friend, family, lover, right? But really they were codependent, okay? Or maybe you had some codependency on them, but Spirit did this on purpose. You were under divine protection, all right? Because relationship abuse, right? Toxic relationship, and they didn't want this person to benefit from your blessings, all right? Make an effort, okay? Spirit, why? One more. Thank you. So I feel like, you know, because you are putting some work into yourself, I feel like the next relationship is quite promising, all right? Cupid, divine masculine, and proposal. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a wedding proposal, but it can be any kind of contract, okay? Commitment, let's be exclusive. I feel like the next relationship, because you're doing all this work and because you were willing to sacrifice something that no longer aligned with you in the frequency, you're actually being rewarded, okay? And then you have let go of control issues, Spirit, why? Okay, so because you had differences with the person or the last relationship or the person that you're dealing with now. You had differences, okay? And maybe you wanted to manage how a situation came out And I feel like when we do that, it's because we know something about it doesn't really align with us. So we're trying to make it align to us. It's like fitting a square into a circle, right? But because you're releasing something, you know, you're going to get rewarded for this, worth the wait. And, you know, one of you was saying that Spirit told you to wait, but you wanted it now. I feel like Spirit's telling you it's going to be worth the wait. And then you got Soulmate at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, why? Let me get one more. Okay, so it says here, Soulmate Retreat, right? And weather out the storm. So Spirit's like, you're gonna be rewarded with your soulmate, okay? But you needed to walk away to find something within yourself first. Okay, and I feel like that has to do strongly with that self-love, okay? So although this time may feel rocky to you, Spirit's telling you weather out the storm, because on the other side of this, it's very, very rewarding, all right? And like I said, you have to separate yourself from certain people, places, and things because they're dragging down your frequency, all right? So that's what I have for you guys. I'd just like to say thank you to my returning subscribers for coming through and spending a little time with me. And if you're a new viewer and you felt that I resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and comment, as I'd love to have you as part of the Lovelee Soul family. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Namaste, gang, gang. Bye.